The city is New York, and the state is also New York. And the zip code, I do not know New York zip code right now for the purpose of this video. You guys, you need to find the accurate information. I am just doing this to show you how to guide you to the step of an idea how to fill this form out, okay? And as I said earlier, a US address don't have a province and it don't have a postal code. These are for foreign addresses only. And the country is United States, so we'll go ahead and enter that in. And the application of my petitioner, okay, let's say he is a radio analyst. So we're going to enter radio analyst because that's what he do at the radio station, or radio specialist, radio analyst. All right, let's use radio analyst. Let's change this and put radio analyst, okay? And from the date starts working there until present. So because my client has been working at this place for more than 5 years, then this will be fine. But if it's less than 5 years, then you have to enter all the other places that you work before. If you don't, then you just leave it as is. You just enter one if it's one. If you have multiple jobs, you enter more than one in the slots that are available. So we are going to continue to with the petitioner's information. We're going to continue to see if over here it still says name of employer's company number 2. As I said, it doesn't apply to my client, so we are going to go to the biographic information over here. We are going to go all right, we are going to go to and why this cursor is doing this, but yes, we are going to go over this section where it said biographic information. Provide the biographic information about the petitioner. What is your ethnicity? My client is not Hispanic or Latino. It's not. He is Hispanic or Latino or not Hispanic or Latino. Tick the ones that apply, and it says select only one that is applicable. White, Asian, Black, African American. My client is African American. He is 5 feet. He's 5 feet 6 inches tall, and then his weight. You enter his weight over here. So, my client weighs, let me put this in, 190 pounds. Let me move this pounds we need, okay. Eye color, select only one. Is it black, gray, maroon, blue, green, pink, brown, hazel, or unknown? In this case, my client eye is black, so I'm going to select black. So it's all about reading and comprehending. As long as you read and it applies to you, it is not hard. Yes, but an immigration attorney is not just about filling out papers and submitting the form. It's more detailed. So you might want to hire an attorney if it is that it's complicated for you. Let's move along. We're continuing. So the hair color of my client is black, and information about the beneficiary now. So now we're going to move along to my client's wife that he is filing the petition for. So the alien registration number will be found on your green card. My client doesn't have an alien registration number as yet. This will be issued to you on your green card. The U.S. online account number is a number that will be provided to you if you file your documents online. So you enter it here, and then my client doesn't have my client's beneficiary doesn't have a social security number as yet. So now we're going to go ahead and enter the petitioner's wife information. So we are entering the petitioner's wife information, which is the beneficiary. Okay, so the first name of the beneficiary will go in 40A. We're starting with the beneficiary right now, and we are going to go ahead and start entering the information for the wife of the U.S. citizen or a permanent resident. So now we're entering the last name of the wife. Her name is Shepherd. So we enter in the last name. So the given name is the first name. Her name is Grace. So we're entering Grace right here. And then the middle name is Hope. If you don't have a middle name, not applicable, doesn't apply to you, you can leave it blank. Other name used, if any. This is very important. 5A, 5B, and 5C. Now that she is married, she have to put the name of her husband here because she wants to acquire her husband's last name, which is Morrison. And if you do not enter this, and you want to change your name, you have to submit a whole different form to USCIS, and it's going to be a whole different money. So please remember to enter your marriage name. If you want to change it, if you want to keep your name, or you want to acquire your husband's name, you enter the name, other name used, if any, or any other aliases, if so. Okay, so we enter Morris because she wants to keep her husband's name, and then we are going to enter other information about the beneficiary. So it continues. The beneficiary was born in Kingston, Jamaica. So this is what we're going to enter, and the city is Kingston and the country is Jamaica, and her date of birth is the 9/1st, 1970, 19 something. As I said, it's the purpose of this video, so I'm just putting in something. Okay, and she is a female. Have anyone else ever filed a petition for this beneficiary? And if it's unknown, there's a note here. Select unknown only if you do not know and the beneficiary also doesn't know if anyone else ever filed a petition for the beneficiary. In this case, it's no, because no one have ever filed for Grace before. Okay, for my client's wife. Okay, so now we're going over here. It still continues on the beneficiary. So other information about the beneficiary. So the address of the foreign country that the beneficiary lives, it's very important to enter the address of the foreign country, even if it's outside, as I said, foreign country, outside of the United States, you still have to enter the address right here. So, an beneficiary physical address where they live right this moment, or if it is that they're outside of the country, and that is the address that you're going to enter. Okay, so she lives in Orange Street. That's her address outside of the United States, and it's apartment number 56, and the city is Kingston, and we don't have a state, we don't have a zip code, but we do have a province, which, as I said, is applied for foreign addresses. And then we have postal codes for foreign addresses. So we are going to enter the province is St. Andrew, and the postal code is 40, which is common for that foreign postal code, and the country is Jamaica. So that is the address for the foreign country that Mr. Morris' wife outside of the US. Okay, other information, we're still on the beneficiary. Okay, other information, provide the address in the United States the beneficiary intend to live. So if she's already here or living with her husband, you'll put the address, the United States address. If it is same as the address you listed above, you put same. But in this case, it's a totally different address. So we are going to put the foreign address of her husband. That's where they're both going to reside, or the address that she's going to receive her documentation. So we are going to go ahead and put the information here. This form have 12 pages. So, and at the end, because it cut short, the video ended abruptly. So at the end of it, you have some extra space to enter all your information if you don't have space. So at the back of the form on page 12, you can add the other extra information. So this is the address we're entering for the foreign, where my client's wife is going to live in the US. So this is the address: New York, Queens, floor 3, and New Jersey is the state. As I said, it's purpose of this video only. I'm just entering something. I'm just entering some information. But yes, going along, there's going to be, and the zip code. Please, you guys, make sure you have your information accurate and updated. This is just for the purpose of this video. And if it doesn't apply to you, you hit not applicable. And there is going to be a separate sheet of paper at the back of the form, page 12, where you enter your extra information. Say the employee slot, and where you work. If you have additional information to enter, you need extra space. It's provide an additional information within this space. You put the page number, the part number, and the item number at the back of the page, which is page 12. But going along right now, we are entering the information here, and I have sufficient space, so I don't need page 12. But you can just go ahead and leave page 12 blank when you get there. And the signing part, you have to sign with an black ink pen, and you have to sign with your actual signature. So the petitioner have to sign. If he is petitioning for his beneficiary, he have to sign with a signature. So we are still on the information of the address. So down here, the address is the same. So it said provide the beneficiary information if it is the same. So this address is the same where she's coming to the US to live. It is same as the previous address listed above. So you can put same. Okay. So you go ahead and put same as the address listed there, and then we are entering the daytime cell number. Please make sure all this information are correct. What I'm doing right here is just for the purpose of this video. Or if you cannot handle this on your own, you can find a lawyer to represent you, an experienced lawyer, because immigration stuff is very detailed. So please, if you need to contact Clark, you can contact me at my email address, RENNAE Clark569@gmail.com, or LCBILIACHEBOSS@myyahoo.com. So we are almost at our final step, about to sign. So you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. I have a lot more of these videos coming up. And the date of the marriage is not ended. So we're going to leave it blank we're going to leave that blank. Information about the beneficiary family. So about the beneficiary family, we are going to enter, we are at part 25A. Provide information about your beneficiary spouse and children. So we are going to enter the information about my client's wife. So if my client wife have a child, so we're going to enter the child's name right here. Okay, so information about the beneficiary spouse and children. So we are entering person number 1 is the child. Okay, no, person number 1 is the husband. That's the tricky part. We have to enter person number 1 over here, the husband. So I'm sorry. Providing information about your beneficiary spouse and children. So first we enter the husband, which is strange. We still have to enter the husband because it's about the beneficiary. So if she's married more than once, we would have to enter the other husband, and whenever the marriage has been annulled, or if whenever they divorce. So we enter the husband in slot family number 1, and now we're going to enter in family number 2 the child, because my client's wife have a son. So now we are going to enter the information for the son right here at number 29A or 39A. Oh, I thought it was going faster. Okay. If I'm going too fast, you guys, I'm so sorry. I hope you learn something from this. So in person number 2, we enter my client's spouse son's name. So the name, the last name is Green, the first name is O'Neill, the middle name is Tay, the relationship is son, the date of birth, go there, when the child is born, where the child is born, the country of birth is Jamaica. And person number 3, there is no person number 3 for my clients, so that's not applicable, or you can leave it blank. So moving along, we are going to leave that one blank, and we are going to continue to 36. We're going to continue to over here, and this section says, we're going to continue over here. Person number 3 doesn't apply. So we're going to continue. Information about beneficiary continues. Person number 4 doesn't apply. So if it doesn't apply to you, you can put not applicable, NA, or you can leave it blank. So over here, travel document number. We're going to go back over here because she doesn't have a travel document. Was your beneficiary ever in the United States? In this case, I'm going to hit yes, and I'm going to provide the information that applies to my clients, because the beneficiary has been in the United States and this is where they got married. So I'm going to enter the information right here. Let's go back. Let's go back to okay, let's go back down here. Beneficiary entry information. Okay, 45. Was the beneficiary ever in the United States? In this case, I'm going to click yes. If the beneficiary is currently in the United States, complete items number 4A through to 4D. He or she arrived as a HB4 or an HB4, a fashion model. That is how she arrived. That's the kind of visa she entered on. Your I-94. Your I-94 is located. If you haven't got your I-94 at your point of entry, you can go ahead and retrieve your I-94 online at Border Patrol. So you can find your I-94 online. All you have to do is type in your information and you'll find your I-94 online. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now you're going to enter your I-94 number. And on your I-94, it would have all this information that I'm putting in right now. It would have your date of arrival. It will have the type of visa you entered on, and it will have your I-94 record number. And this is what I enter here. The date of arrival for this one, it goes in the order of month, date, and year. So the date of arrival for my client was in 2000. So it's going to be the first of the first. It's going to be, this thing is not clicking right. So I'm just entering the date of the arrival of my client, date, and the date authorized to stay, the day when the day when it's time for her to go back. We're going to enter that here. The date is not acting with me. So the date, we are going to enter the date of what they stamp in her passport, but it's on the I-94 when it's time for her to go back. In this case, my client is not going to return on that specific date, so I'm going to enter it right here. And then I'm going to enter the passport number at 47, where it said passport number. Okay, so the date, you have to put it in the right format, the month, day, and year, or it will give you an example and have you re-enter it in the correct format. So now we are going to enter the passport number that is listed at the I-94 of my client's wife, which is Grace. So now when we enter the passport number is an 8-digit number, and it's often started with a letter. Yes, I'm a Jamaican. You can hear my accent. I am a foreigner that have been through the process of immigration. So who is better to represent you than someone that has been through the whole process and know what it is like. I have done paperwork for my kids, my parents, and myself. And I really love this field. That's the reason why I decided that I am going to do immigration law. And who is better to represent you than someone that has been through the whole process and living and doing it at the same time. So this thing is giving me a hard task with the date. So now we are going to put the passport number, which I said is often started with a letter, and then comes behind it is 7 numbers. That's for Jamaican passport. So we are going along, and we are going to this section is continuing, and my client didn't enter in a travel documents. See, a travel document number not applicable. This doesn't apply to my client because my client enter on a visa with a passport. So not applicable. Country of issued for a passport or travel document. This was issued in Jamaica. The expiration date when the passport expires. So we are going to go back up here to number 50, and we are going to enter why in Jesus' name is my drop down giving me a warm time. But if you have made it so far in this video, please go ahead, like, share, and subscribe, and so that we can reach out to other people. So you can do your form free. It's very expensive to submit, and it's very important for you to submit the correct payment with each form. And remember, if your spouse is filing for your children, you have to fill a separate form out. Okay. The expiration date for the passport or travel documents. In this case, the expiration date of my client's passport will go here. My client passport is expired in let's see, the first of the first, say, one of them days, 2025. Okay, so the first of the first 2025. And my beneficiary employment information. As I said, it's the same thing for the beneficiary. The 5-year work information. If they have 2 jobs, you enter it into the separate spaces. But beneficiary employment information, provide the beneficiary current employment information. So the beneficiary is the alien relative, the spouse of the U.S. citizen. So we're going to enter, she is self-employed, and okay, let's see, she worked for this firm because she's a model or a beautician. So let me see what we're going to put right here. She worked for this beauty TV show. Okay, for the purpose of this video, just to show you how to fill this form out. Guys, make sure your information are accurate. USCIS have their way of finding out if your information doesn't add up. So the street is Wall Street. Let's see, we're going to continue. Please, I can place more emphasis and make sure your information is accurate. The city is Kingston. There's no appointment, no suit, nor no floor. So we are going to continue. It's a foreign address, so it doesn't have a state and it doesn't have a zip code. It has a postal code and it has a province. Okay. So we are going to enter the postal code for Jamaica is always 4 numbers. So we are going to enter the 4 zeros. And then the country down here is going to be Jamaica. The province is JD, S, W, okay. Normally it's a 7. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 letters followed by 2 numbers for the province. So we are going to continue. The date the employment began. So the time when she started working there, she has been working there for a long time. It's over 5 years. It's even over 10 years. So we don't need to enter her previous jobs if there were any before now. But if she had more than one job, we would have to enter it in the slot that is provided. Or we could go ahead and enter it on page 12, the given space on the extra page. At the back of this, the additional information sheet on page 12, you enter the page number, the part number, the item number, and you list accordingly. Okay. And it said, was the beneficiary ever in immigration proceeding? In this case, it's no. If your answer is yes, select the type of proceeding provided in the location and the date of the proceeding. So if this applies to you, please tick as it is, and then you have to provide the matching document to go with what you provided. So information about the beneficiary continue. So we are going to enter the information about the beneficiary down here if it applies to you, but in this case it doesn't apply to my client, so we're going to put not applicable. So it's that section doesn't apply to my client, so we're going to put not applicable. It says filing for your spouse, provide the last address in which you physically live together. If you never live together, type or print never live together in the number 59A. Okay. But in this case, my client and her my client and his spouse are living together. So we are going to enter the address for which they are living together in the United States. So we are entering the street number or the street name, 111 Queen Street. And then it has a third floor and the city is New York. For the purpose of this video, guys, please make sure your information are accurate. Yes, but I am just entering this. This is not New York. For example, please make sure your zip code and your address and your landmark, everything adds up, please. So now the state is, I don't know why I put New York. Okay, that's correct. And the zip code, a 5 numeric numbers. So a five number goes with this. It doesn't have numbers. So, and then the province is for foreign addresses. The postal code is for foreign addresses. The country is USA. So we are continuing the date from month and year when they start living together until present. It's not allowing me to type present, so we're going to leave it blank. Okay, or we put not applicable, but for me I'm leaving this blank. Okay, we're moving along. The beneficiary is in the United States and will apply for adjustment of status to that of the lawful permanent resident at the U.S. Citizens and Immigration Services USCIS office. So she's in New York, and this question is simply asking where will she appear to, or where would they send the green card. Okay, so this is going to be in the city of New York. So USCIS have offices in New York, so it will be New York, and the state is going to be New York. So we are going to continue with the information about the beneficiary. Other information. Have you ever previously filed a petition for this beneficiary or an alien relative? So it is asking the spouse if they have ever filed for anyone else other than this Grace, the spouse. And in this case, it's not applicable. It doesn't apply to my client because this is the first person he is filing a petition for. Okay, but if it applies to you, you fill that out. Okay, and the relative information would have been here. And yes, this is where it goes. Other information continues, and you provide it right here. And then we are going along 6A. We are going along to number 7, and the relationship to the person. If the person have received their if you've petitioned for someone else and they've received their permanent residency, you do not have to enter the information because it has been approved. All right, relative number 1. So this is the only person he said, if you are only submitting separate petitions for this relative. So in this case, my client is also petitioning for the spouse's son. And the spouse's son is oral, and they're going to have to do a separate form I-130 for the son listed up there in order for the petitioner application to be accepted, because the son is a different person. Okay, so we're moving along. Part 5. It continues. Okay. So this doesn't apply to my client, and I'm going to type not applicable. And it doesn't have a middle name, so it's not applicable. Or you can leave it blank. Okay. it's okay to leave it blank, or you can, if it listed on the form, type not applicable, go ahead and do so. The petitioner's contact information. So this is the U.S. citizen that is filing for the alien relative, or in this case, it is the U.S. citizen that is filing for his spouse. So his daytime contact number is going to be, let's see, for the purpose of this video, it's going to be whatever I make it to be. But please, you guys, make sure, I can place as much emphasis as make sure your information is correct, and make sure you type the updated information just in case USCIS want to contact you, which they very rarely do. So make sure that you have an active email address. They don't call you. So if you have an attorney, they will send emails and all of that. So they very rarely pick up the phone and call. But please make sure your information is accurate. Most often people tend to overlook that, oh, this number is no longer active. Please don't do that, even though they don't call. But yes, make sure your email address is correct, because things works with email. Make sure your email address is correct. Okay, and we're moving along to the petitioner declaration and certification. So down here we are going to do the signing. We are on a wrap. We are going to do the signing down here, and at the end of page 12, as I said, page 12 have the extra information on. That's where you enter the extra information, and this is asking if you can read or you understand, and if there's an interpreter, the interpreter have to fill out another form, and they have to sign. And also, if you had used a lawyer, the lawyer have to fill another form out and have to attach this G28 along with your file. But if you do it yourself, self-prepared, you don't need to fill this section out. If someone else do it for you, you have to enter their information over there. Okay, I can read and I understand English, and I have read and understand every question and instructions this petitioner and I answered to every question. So this is, you think this one, because this 1A apply to my client. So over here we are going to the declaration section and the certification section. Okay, the information you entered is correct and true. Note, all petitioner, if you do not completely fill out this petitioner, it fails to, your application may be denied. So please, and you're going to have to do it all over again and pay a different money, a different fee. So if it is that you're not capable of doing it on your own, you guys, the thing has come to a wrap. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you. So live, love, and